This video is sponsored by Aura. Stay tuned to find out more. We're all familiar with the idea of leaked music. Us listeners regretfully love it, even though it may hurt the artists. Even if you're not into leaks or unreleased music, you've definitely heard of Yandhi, debatably the most infamous Kanye project that never saw a full release. The thing about Kanye is that he's mastered the power of leaks, or unreleased material. The College Dropout leaked halfway through 2003. Instead of pushing the release date, he used the leak as a self-critique. He reworked several songs and scrapped a few, such as Heavy Hitters and Keep the Receipt. He quite literally made the best out of a terrible situation. In the present day, he does this through listening parties. The 3 Donda listening party sessions were used to trim up his vocals and instrumentals. Mike Dean even entered the Discord groups to hear what the fans thought throughout the legendary release of Donda. What I'm saying here is that there are so many versions of Kanye's songs, even unreleased, due to him being a perfectionist. I mean, there's literally an hour and 20-minute extended version of Runaway, compiled with various samples and leaks from the song. On top of that, his leaks are better than some other artists' full-fledged releases. On September 27th of 2018, Kanye tweeted this, a confirmed release date of his newest studio album set for the 29th of the same month. At the time, this wasn't entirely surprising. Throughout that summer, we saw the Wyoming albums, an entire streak of albums ranging from collaborations to production. We first saw at Pusha T's Daytona. A week later, we were given Ye. The next week, we were given Kids See Ghosts, a collab album with Kid Cudi. Nas's Nasir immediately after, and lastly a few days later, Tiana Taylor's KTSE. Within these releases, he would have a Wyoming listening party, primarily for the debut of Ye. In every way, he was on the ball with his releases. It was all so quick, but it flowed so well. I mean, the Ye album cover was literally a photo he took on the way to the listening party, but it still fit perfectly. This is why when we got the Yandhi announcement at the tail end of the summer, it was no surprise to any of us. Everyone expected so much, just from the title and the cover, due to the visual similarity that it had to Yeezus, a defining era of his career. The 29th finally came, the perfect promotion to tune into SNL, where we'd see Kanye dressed as a bottle, along with a final political rant of him wearing the controversial MAGA hat. As the final hours of Saturday the 29th began to doze off, fans began to lose hope of the album being released on time. This didn't mean that we lost all hope. Like stated before, Kanye was on the ball with releases in the summer. The actual leak itself could have been done through various malicious methods, scams that include either Kanye or his collaborators. One thing that I do know was that his information was compromised through the digital world. Compromised through the fastest growing crime in America, identity theft. Musicians aren't the only person at risk for identity theft, which is why I partnered with my friends at Aura. Aura provides identity theft protection, fraud monitoring, a VPN, password management, and antivirus software, all combined into one easy-to-use app. Aura actually monitors the dark web for your emails, passwords, and social security numbers, with alerts 4 times faster than competitors. With the free trial, you can actually see how many times your information was found on the dark web, which is dangerously common. Millions of Americans are affected by identity fraud each year, and you could have had your own data leaked through the Netflix, LinkedIn, Gmail, and Yahoo leaks last year. But thanks to Aura, you can check if your information's safe for free, with a 14-day trial at aura.com/converse with me. Don't make the same mistake as Kanye or his collaborators. Make sure your data is safe today with Aura. Early September, we got the awfully odd saga of Ecstasy, a ballad dedicated to his lust for his 4 sister-in-laws, and I love it, where this happened. At the end of the episode, we learned that the best thing that came out of the 29th was a leaked tracklist for the album. Needless to say, it was a weird era, but the amount of music kept all the fans on their toes throughout the year. He ran off to Uganda to supposedly finish the album, and eventually came back in November to perform at Camp Flog Gnaw. Just as fans began to feel disconnected with the idea of Yandhi, we were hit with another tweet after the performance, of him realizing the album just isn't done and it needs more work. From here on, 2018 saw no further sight of the album. When January 2019 came, healing began for Kanye with Sunday Service, an orchestrated service that he would have each Sunday accompanied with an in-house choir. Nothing much else was heard until July came, where we would get a 30-minute leak of the majorly anticipated album, Yandhi. The tracklist varies from the SNL leak to the reported UMG tweet of the official tracklist. Essentially everything after Uganda was up in the air for the album, but the version that I frequently listen to is seen as the following. New Body, The Storm, Alien, Chakras, Bye Bye Baby, Hurricane, We Got Love, Garden, and Last Name. These are all great tracks, but I wanted to pick apart the ones that I think you wouldn't be able to live without listening to. New Body is complete in every way. It was a song that, if put out, would indefinitely make waves. When looking at the lyrical content, it makes sense why he didn't release it. The concept was explained by him in 2018. This concept is a yay concept. I'm taking two stigmas at once because I love taking stigmas and flipping them into positive. Negative energy to a positive. One stigma is that men, the more people that we sleep with, the higher our score goes. With a woman, the more people that they sleep with, the lower their score goes. It features various versions that include artists such as Nicki Minaj, 6ix9ine, Ty Dolla $ign, Designer, and Ann Clemens. Nicki explained on multiple occasions the frustration she had after she recorded 3 verses only for Kanye to move to gospel music. She further stated that she respected his opinion. The Storm, or what we'd see as Everything We Need, featured XXXTentacion, and is verse from an unreleased song called Yes Indeed. It features what people like to call Old X, filled with aggression as he lashes out on the verse. Yet it fit perfectly with Ty Dolla $ign's harmonization on the track, making it a star of the leaked tracklist. Alien is another track that was found on many fan-made track lists and the leaked official list. It almost sounds like a throwaway of Kids See Ghosts. It uses a ghastly synth loop overlaid with psychedelic lyrics. Various versions of this song leaked. A version with Cudi and a separate version of Young Thug exists as well. Many fans have put together these demos to make phenomenal outcomes that are convincing enough to be an official release. We Got Love with Tiana Taylor is a huge pick-me-up. It premiered on his segment with SNL, and there was even a music video recorded to go along with it. This song was thankfully released officially on her album titled The Album in 2020, which didn't include Kanye's segment within the song. The final track that I think Kanye is keeping for a rainy day is Last Name, also known as Slave Name. The song samples an angelic set of chords by Delicate Steve off of Wally Wilder. It holds the theme of Kanye shedding his slave name, transitioning into Ye. It gets quite political, but everything he says is spoken from the heart. This song parallels the idea of new slaves, and how blinding consumerism can be to one's culture. I almost always play this song twice when I'm listening through Yandhi. It really brings the best out of Kanye. There is a massive list of tracks that include great songs such as Sky City and Cash to Burn, which in my opinion were great enough for an official release. They'd find themselves on some track lists claimed to be leaks throughout this era. Like stated before, there are various versions of Yandhi, and the one that I listed is what I frequently listen to. At the end of 2019, we received the closest thing that we get to a conclusion: Jesus is King. Everyone wanted Yandhi, but Jesus Christ did the laundry. Kanye no longer wanted to make secular music, and re-found himself closer to God, a reborn Christian. I say conclusion because we found a few reworked tracks in Jesus is King. The Storm became Everything We Need, Chakras became Sella, and Law of Attraction became used as gospel. One of the most popular leaks off of Yandhi seemed to go missing, Hurricane, which ended up being the lead single and the most talked about track off of Donda. He recruited The Weeknd for the hook, which was originally sung by Kanye himself, and the rest was history. There was still a ton of unreleased versions of Hurricane floating around that include artists such as Young Thug, Ty Dolla $ign, Big Sean, 6ix9ine, Vic Mensa, Lil Yachty, and many more. Although Yandhi was never released, it brought the best out of some of our favorite artists. The album did live on through various released singles, and is nestled within Jesus King and Donda. I would have loved an official release, but what we received was damn close. It was very interesting to see the creative process within this era of Kanye. Yandhi showed us how much work really goes into an album, and he showed us that he could spend millions on a project and still scrap it. I think that the concept of only receiving the greatest work from an artist is a wonderful thing. Most musicians that we look up to don't have the financial freedom to just throw a project away. Yandhi taught us that we will only ever receive the most authentic version of Kanye's officially released music. Though it might not be our favorite tracks, we couldn't have this side of Kanye without having the College Dropout, Yeezus, or My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. He truly creates for nobody but himself, which is quite rare in this day and age throughout the music industry. Now I want to hear from you guys. Do you think Yandhi should have been officially released? Also, what's your favorite track off the album? Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time guys.